So, Tom Abell, it's been once again a dramatic season for Somerset County Cricket Club. We're going to talk about the Bob Willis Trophy campaign this year. Obviously, disappointment at the end, but the overriding emotion surely has to be one of pride in your team and some incredible team and individual performances.
Absolutely. I think when you take a step back after the emotions of the last few days, I think there's a huge amount to be proud of. The cricket we've played in the competition, and of course the emergence of some of our younger players has been incredibly impressive, and obviously bodes really well for us moving forward. Equally, the feelings are still pretty raw. It's a tough one to take because, I'm probably slightly biased, but I do feel like we're the best team in the competition. And we didn't lose the game. Obviously, I felt like we were in a dominant position to win that final, but equally, we ran out of time, I guess. And, we were fully aware of the connotations and the importance of that first innings lead. But yeah, I still felt like we had a good chance on the final day of taking the 10 wickets, particularly given the skill within our team. But yeah, I guess it just wasn't quite meant to be. But as you say, there is a huge amount to be proud of. See a similar feeling to last year, having come so close to getting that elusive first-class trophy. But I don't think we're far away. We've got to keep trusting what we're doing because there's so many good things happening, and I'm pretty confident that we'll get there very soon.
You mentioned there, that you take tremendous heart from what's occurred this season. To go through a domestic red ball season unbeaten is an incredible achievement.
Absolutely. Of course, the circumstances were slightly different this year, given the truncated season. But equally, the biggest thing we talk about often is focus on what we're doing and on ourselves as a team. And we were desperate to, I guess, continue that development given the last couple of years and continue to improve as a side. And I certainly feel like we've done that. I think we're in a better position at the end of this season than we were last year. But of course, we're here to win. We want to win trophies. But as I say, I think there's a lot of good things happening, and I think if we trust what we're doing and we stick to what we're doing, we'll continue to improve. The way we're playing our cricket, I think, is going to be successful, and I guess with the impetus of some of the younger players this season, I think there's a lot to look forward to, and I'm very confident that we'll be challenging at the top next year again.
It's been a season like no other. Obviously, there was the delayed start. There were bigger things happening in the world than cricket. We finally found out that we were going to play some cricket. How impressed were you with the way that your players took it upon themselves to keep themselves fit, to go through the processes that they needed to do to hit the ground running during the lockdown period?
Yeah, look, to a man, the boys were absolutely fantastic. Obviously, we had a period of time where we couldn't do a huge amount, especially from a cricket point of view. But the way the guys invested in their sort of physical training during isolation was brilliant, and I guess that enabled us to hit the ground running. And as soon as we started training, really, the intensity of that training was brilliant, and I guess everyone was desperate to sort of get back playing, and it was great to be back with the team. We had about a month's preparation, and then it was straight into the season. And I guess, yeah, the preparation was fantastic. And from a skill point of view, the lads were right on it from the very first game. And I think that showed in the way we played, especially in the first few games. Our skill level was outstanding, and our commitment in all facets of the game really was brilliant. And that's, I guess, something we pride ourselves on. We want to try and separate ourselves from the rest. We want to be performing on a different level, and I certainly felt like we did that through the group stages.
Obviously, people talk about cricket being a team of individuals every now and then, but you must have been impressed by the way that everybody stood up and was counted this year. Whenever the team were in a jam, someone came out and took the wicket, someone scored the runs, a partnership was formed. Even looking at the game at Northants, although it was not necessarily a huge partnership when it comes to, actual numbers, but but for example, James Hildreth and Tom Banton at Northants, Jack Brooks's contribution at the end of the innings, and the emergence of people like Tom Lammonby and Eddie Byram, who had a tough season to start with, getting a 100 in a final at Lords. Every single man in that squad stood up and was counted at some point this year. That must give you huge pride.
It does, yeah, and I couldn't agree more with your assessment there, to be honest, Spencer. And I think that's, I guess, a testament of where we're at as a side, and I guess the environment that's been created at the club. Because there are a number of times, you know, throughout the season when we were under significant pressure in games, and you know, there were always different people sort of putting their hands up, and you know, some of these, I guess, partnerships won't always get the recognition that they deserve, and you know, other people will take the headlines. But throughout the season, I think, you know, everyone made those telling contributions at different points in games. And I guess, yeah, that's probably one of the most pleasing things from my point of view, and where we're at as a side is that 1 to 11, in fact, 1 to right the way through the squad, we've got guys that can come in and sort of, yeah, really make those contributions. And I guess the competition and the depth within the squad is a huge factor in our relative success at the moment.
Just finally, because I know time is moving on, some people have talked about this being some of the best and most exciting red ball cricket they've ever seen a set team play. How does that make you feel?
I mean, it's just great to be a part of, to be honest. I guess as a team, we're a product of, you know, I guess what Jason Sarge try and deliver from a coaching and director of cricket point of view. And all the backroom staff, really, they invest a huge amount in us as a playing group. But as I've alluded to earlier, you know, that's the style of cricket we want to be playing. We want to be bringing that intensity throughout every game. And I certainly feel like we do that and doing that, and we're getting there. We're putting the opposition under huge amounts of pressure. And again, we're not the finished article. And ultimately, we haven't won a competition this season, and ultimately that's what we set out to do. But you know, within that, there are so many good things happening, and yeah, for me, it's a matter of time, and bodes really well moving forward.
The future is looking bright, and it's been a great season once again for Somerset County Cricket Club. For the time being, club captain Tom Abell, thank you very much.
Thank you.